There is a kind of strength that does not need to announce itself. It does not explain every decision. It does not reveal every plan. It does not seek approval before taking action. It simply observes, prepares, and moves when the time is right. In a world where people feel the need to share everything, privacy has become a form of power. You tell people your goal, and suddenly everyone has an opinion. You reveal your plan, and someone tells you why it will fail. You share your next step, and someone begins watching, judging, comparing, or even trying to interfere. So ask yourself, why reveal the entire path before you have even walked it? You do not owe everyone access to your future. Some things are better kept between you and your discipline. This does not mean becoming secretive out of fear. It means becoming selective with your energy. It means understanding that your attention is limited, your focus is valuable, and your goals need protection while they are still developing. A seed does not announce that it is becoming a tree. It simply grows. And perhaps this is what you must learn to do. Stop announcing the transformation and begin living it. Stop telling people what you will become and start becoming it. Stop looking for recognition during the process and allow the process to strengthen you. There will be a time when your results become visible. Until then, you do not need to convince anyone. Your silence is not emptiness. Your silence can be preparation. Your silence can be discipline. Your silence can be the space where you finally discover what you are capable of. So from this moment forward, become more intentional about what you reveal. Let people know your character through your actions, not your promises. Let them see your consistency rather than hearing about your intentions. Let your results speak after your preparation has finished. Because sometimes the greatest advantage you can have is simple. They do not know what you are planning. And while they are trying to understand your next move, you are already taking it. There is something powerful about keeping your plans close to you while they are still becoming real. When an idea first enters your mind, it is fragile. It needs attention, discipline, and time. If you expose it too early, you invite too many voices into a process that requires your own clarity. Not everyone needs to know what you are building. You may have a goal that is deeply important to you, but that does not mean you must explain it to everyone around you. Some people will encourage you, some will misunderstand you. Others may project their own fears onto your vision. They may tell you that it is unrealistic simply because they could not imagine themselves doing it. If you listen to every opinion, you will eventually lose contact with your own direction. This is why protecting your plans is not about hiding from people. It is about protecting your concentration. Think about a person who decides to completely change their life. They announce that they will wake up early, exercise every day, learn a new skill, build something meaningful, and become more disciplined. Everyone hears the announcement. For a moment, the person feels motivated because they have received attention and encouragement. But then the difficult days arrive. The alarm rings early. The body feels tired. The excitement disappears. Nobody is watching anymore. This is where real transformation begins. The person who has learned to work privately does not need an audience to continue. Their commitment does not depend on applause. They understand that the purpose of a goal is not to impress people with the intention, but to become the person capable of achieving it. So before you reveal your next move, ask yourself, does this person need to know? If the answer is no, remain silent. You do not have to announce every chapter while you are still writing it. Build your discipline quietly. Improve your skills quietly, correct your weaknesses quietly, let your preparation happen without constantly seeking recognition. There is peace in knowing that your future belongs to you. And when the time comes, you will not need to explain what you have been doing. Your results will explain it for you. There is a powerful difference between telling people what you are going to do and quietly doing it. When you announce every intention, you receive an immediate emotional reward. People may encourage you, praise your ambition, or tell you how impressive your plan sounds. For a moment, it feels as if you have already made progress, but words are not movement. Intention is not achievement. A promise to yourself is only the beginning. Real transformation happens when nobody is watching. Instead of saying, I am going to become disciplined, wake up and practice discipline. Instead of explaining that you are changing your life, change your daily habits. Instead of telling everyone about the skill you are learning, spend the hours necessary to become competent. Let your routine become your announcement. This requires patience because results rarely appear immediately. You may work for weeks or months before anyone notices a difference. You may improve quietly while others continue to see you as the person you used to be. Do not become frustrated by this. You are not improving yourself for their recognition. You are improving yourself because you have decided that your previous limitations are no longer acceptable. There is also freedom in allowing your results to speak. When you stop explaining yourself, you no longer have to defend every decision. You stop wasting energy trying to convince people that your path is correct. Your responsibility is not to make everyone believe in your vision. Your responsibility is to develop the strength, knowledge, discipline, and patience required to fulfill it. Think of every day as a vote for the person you want to become. One workout may seem insignificant. 1 hour of study may seem small. One disciplined decision may appear meaningless. But repeated consistently, these small actions change your identity. Eventually, people do not need to hear what you have been working on. They can see it. Your posture changes, your confidence changes, your skills change, your circumstances change, your results change. And when that happens, you will understand something important. The strongest announcement is often no announcement at all. Do the work. Protect your focus. Stay patient. Let time reveal what words never could. There is a difficult truth you must accept if you want to protect your peace. Not everyone wants to see you progress. Some people may genuinely care about you, but they may still feel uncomfortable when you begin changing. They may support you when you remain familiar, predictable, and within the limits they have unconsciously created for you. But when you begin growing beyond those limits, their attitude can change. This is why you must learn to recognize resistance without becoming bitter. Not every negative reaction is hatred. Sometimes people are simply afraid of change. Sometimes your growth reminds them of what they are avoiding in themselves. Sometimes your discipline makes their excuses uncomfortable. And sometimes your new direction no longer fits the relationship you once had. You do not need to fight these people. You do not need to convince them. You do not even need to announce that you are leaving their expectations behind. Simply continue. When you understand this, you stop taking every reaction personally. Someone questioning your goal does not automatically mean your goal is wrong. Someone failing to understand your vision does not mean your vision lacks value. You must develop the ability to distinguish between useful criticism and emotional resistance. Useful criticism gives you something to examine. It makes you sharper. It points toward a weakness you may have overlooked. Emotional resistance simply tries to pull you back into an identity that no longer fits. Learn the difference. And be careful about revealing your plans to people who repeatedly discourage your development. Your future is too important to place in the hands of people who only understand your past. Sometimes the healthiest response is silence. You do not say, "One day I will prove you wrong." You simply improve. You do not say, "Wait until you see what I accomplish." You simply continue working. You do not need revenge. You need direction. Let your growth happen without constant explanation. Protect your attention. Protect your discipline. Protect the early stages of your transformation. Because when you stop needing everyone to understand your journey, you become much harder to stop. Your life begins to belong to you again. And that is when quiet progress becomes powerful. Silence is often misunderstood. People think that when you stop explaining yourself, you are hiding because you are afraid. But there is another kind of silence, the silence that comes from discipline. It is the silence of a person who no longer needs to prove every decision, announce every goal, or defend every step. When you know where you are going, you do not need to constantly ask everyone else whether your direction is correct. There is tremendous strength in learning to pause before you speak. Not every thought needs to become a statement. Not every plan needs to become an announcement. Not every opportunity needs to be shared immediately. Sometimes the best thing you can do is keep your attention on the work. Silence protects your concentration. Imagine trying to build something important while constantly explaining it to people. Every opinion creates another question. Every criticism demands another response. Every person's doubt becomes something you feel responsible for answering. Eventually, you spend more energy defending your path than walking it. This is why disciplined silence is powerful. You are not silent because you have nothing to say. You are silent because you understand that your actions require more energy than your words. There will be people who misunderstand you. Let them. There will be people who question your choices. Listen if there is wisdom in their words, but do not automatically surrender your direction. There will be people who expect you to explain why you are changing. You can simply continue changing. Your life does not require a committee. You are allowed to grow quietly. You are allowed to change your priorities without making a public announcement. You are allowed to leave behind habits, environments, and patterns that no longer serve you. The deeper lesson is that silence teaches you to become comfortable without external validation. You begin doing the right thing even when nobody praises you. You begin working when nobody is watching. You begin improving without needing someone to tell you that you are improving. That is where real discipline develops. Eventually, your silence becomes peaceful rather than uncomfortable. You stop feeling the urge to explain everything. You stop chasing approval. You stop trying to control how others perceive you. You simply focus. And when the time comes for your results to become visible, they will communicate far more powerfully than any announcement ever could.